party, come on, move around like the first rush when the school is out, when the
Hello everyone, and today we're going to be installing this dashcam, the DD-Pi A2, and these are the things that it comes with in the box. It comes with a hardwire kit and also an instruction manual, and we're going to be looking at this portion of the instruction manual where it tells us how to install the hardwire kit. So there are 3 cables in the hardwire kit, one that goes to the ground and there are 2 that goes to the fuse boxes. So the one that goes into the fuse box actually is just a cable and does not have a fuse here, and so there is no protection for your car. However, if you look on the left side on the green arrow, you can see that there are 2 black cylinders. That's basically where a fuse is hidden in there, and that actually protects the dash cam. However, if you go ahead with this cable and this installation, you will be left with protection for the dash cam, but basically your car does not have any protection whatsoever. So during this installation, we will replace this cable with something else that will give a protection for both the dash cam and the car. So we will start the installation by fixing the dash cam on the windshield, and then we will fix the cable onto the roof of the car and then onto the beading on the sides. Then we will bring the cable into the dashboard trim, and then from there we will add that to the fuse box. So I have already fixed the dash cam to the windshield, so we'll look at how to fix the cables to the roof of the car. So here I have used 3M double-sided tape and I've stuck it to the cable all the way around. And the reason is we can just tuck that into the roof of the car, but there should be a little bit of space there. But just to ensure that it sticks there, I've just added 3M tape, as you can see. And when the cable gets to the beading on the side, you just need to tuck them in like you see here. Just lift them up and then tuck the wire in like this. And do the same thing till you get to the dashboard trims. Here you can see the final result of how I've concealed the wire. As you can see, it's nicely tucked into the roof. It needs to go in. There's a small gap over there, so put that in that gap, and it goes all the way to the beading on the side, and that goes all the way down into the dashboard trim that you can see here. Now let's proceed to open up this trim. So you will need this tool and you will have to go through these trims until you hear a pop. So there are a few clips in here that you will need to release. As you can see, you can hear those pops, and you just need to pull them out like that. So this is the tool that I just used. These are dashboard trim removers, and you do the same thing here. So there are 2 clips on either side towards the middle, and then you just need to pull them out. You can release the second clip like so from here. So first we will install the ground wire, and this screw here is what is usually recommended where I connect those ground wires, but in some cars that does not work. So the general rule is you connect the ground wire to any metal surface, and in my case, because it didn't work, what I did was I took these screws and nuts, and I fastened that to this metal part that you see here, and fastened the ground cable to that over here. Now for the other 2 cables, because we know that the cable that came with the dash cam did not have the right fuses, we will cut those out. And you can buy these from Amazon. So I got them from Amazon, but you can get them at your nearest automobile store as well. These are called fuse taps. Make sure that they have 2 circuits, and make sure that they are mini ATM/APM fuses, because that is what the Volkswagen cars use, but you can get the ones that matches your car. Now the concept behind this is that these have 2 fuses, one for the original fuse and one for whatever else you're plugging it in there. In this case, the second one is going to the dash cam. right? So there's one fuse for the car, whatever is the original fuse, and the other fuse is for the dash cam. This way both these circuits are protected separately, which means that if one circuit fails, the other is not going to get impacted, right? So you have two separate fuses for the car and the dash cam. You need to join your original dash cam cables to the cables that you just got by using a crimp tool and putting it into the blue area and pressing tightly, like so. You can also use a plier if you don't have a crimp tool. Just make sure that you don't press too hard, because the plier can actually break the plastic and damage the wire as well. So just make sure that you press enough so that the wire is trapped in there, and that should be it, like so. So this is the result with the crimp tool, and this is the result with the plier. Both works. Next, you need to have a really good understanding of your fuse box. You can get a fuse diagram of your car online, or you can find that in your manual, or even sometimes on the dashboard trim that you just pulled out to expose your fuse box. This is the diagram for a Volkswagen Polo, and you can use this for the Vento, Polo, or the Ameo. The objective here is to find two circuits. One circuit where you will have the power come in even if the vehicle is off, which is something called a VCC, and the other circuit where you can get the power only when the acceleration is on or the vehicle is on, which is called ACC. So in my case, I have used fuse number 12 for ACC, that is when power is only coming there when the vehicle is on. So fuse number 12 is side mirror adjustment, which is basically only when you turn the key on you will be able to adjust your side mirror, and that is why I use that for the ACC. And I use fuse number 21 because that is interior lighting, and sometimes even when you remove the key or turn the key off, you can still switch on the interior lighting, which means the interior lighting is getting power even when the key is off. So in some cars you might have interior lighting to switch off after a certain number of minutes. Don't worry, in Volkswagen at least that happens at the light module. So the power still comes to the light module, but the light module chooses to switch it off after a certain amount of time. So in short, you can use the interior lighting fuse for VCC, which is basically power even when the key is off. So in short, I have used fuse number 12 for ACC and fuse number 21 for VCC. Once you identify the fuses, you need to remove them using this tool, and you can find them in the dashboard trim itself. So you need to press them well so that it relaxes and it latches on to the fuse like so. And then once it latches on, just pull them out like this. There you go, that's how you remove the fuse. The ideal fuse that you need to use for the dash cam slot on top is a 5 amp fuse, but I didn't have a 5 amps with me, so I'm just using 7.5 amps. But yeah, if you have a 5 amps, use the 5 amps, and if not, you can just use a 7.5 amps as well. So here you can see that I've used the original fuses in the bottom slot and the 7.5 amps for the top slot for the dash cam. Now you just need to plug it back in and tuck away all of the excess wire so that it doesn't get in the way. Tuck it back into the dashboard trim. And at this point, test your dash cam and your car, make sure that all functions are working fine. If needed, you can even do a quick scan and make sure that there are no error codes. And then you can close it back up and you are done. So in case you do encounter any errors or something's not working as expected, the first thing that you can check for is a blown fuse. The one on the left is a blown fuse and the one on the right is a working fuse. As you can see, the one on the left has no connection at all, while the one on the right you can see a clear connection. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing if you like this video.